Hello. I am quietly saying hello to you. Hello. And welcome on in. Hello and welcome on in. Hello and welcome on in. Everyone over on YouTube. I am thrilled to have you join us as we continue with Penelope Pendrick and the Art of Deceit. Let's get into it. Yeah, we're just leaping right in. Last sketchbook page, I think, is the last thing I saved. Do that. Because I was like, yeah, we've got everything we need to move forward. So, and then I said that I would continue. Now is when I said I'd continue. Hang on. Oops. So that's what we're doing. We're continuing now. Jeez Louise. Okay. So the last sketchbook page has a hint for how to open the thing. It's showing us a grid here where each column is a letter A, B, C, and then the rows are a half row, 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5, 4, etc. It also says you have to face towards the direction of the setting sun. So if I come over here and grab my compass and use it on this painting, or well, this, it's not really a painting, is it? Really? It's like, it's pieces of, like, it's wood carving. Anyway, long story short, this is facing north. West is to our left. So we can come down here and go here, and then we should be able to count, right? So, oh, hang on. First we'll use this. There, we've confirmed that's west. Okay, perfect. Hang on. How do I... Right. Then it's A, B, C, 0.51, 1.52, 2.53. Where's my mouse? Why isn't my mouse working? Hey, computer, why are you frozen? Huh. Why is my computer frozen? Oh, boy. Oh, fabulous. Did it literally shut down? My goodness. I've had it up to here. Like, I've had it up to here with this. My PC has been being a total jerk. Way too much. Okay. So, what's happening here? The game is just a black screen. So Alt F4, I guess, right? Okay, let's try restarting. Goodness gracious me. Alright, still a black screen here. That's not what we would want. Oh, okay, no. It clicked in. Okay, I'm seeing it there. Okay, good. You guys getting the audio from it? No audio. Okay, let me fix that. How about now? Yeah, okay. Audio all the way around. Whew. Okay. Load game. Last sketchbook page. Okay. Fingers crossed, everybody. So, we now know that that's the correct one. Then on the sketchbook pages, there's another sketchbook page that says, remember, C 8.5, and then it's got a little sketch of this wood cutting sort of situation. So A, B, C, and then it's 0.5, 1.5, 2.5, 3.5, 4.5, 5.5, 6.5, 7.5, 8.5. Oops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh wait, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so remember it's this one. And that'll open the door for us. The secret hidden door to the secret passage. We can go down the secret passage. And now we need to use the lantern. There's a squished flat mouse or rat right here. It's the little touches, you know? Okay. Keep on going. And then we come to our first obstacle. So we've got to go back up. And there's going to be a lot of back and forth in this tunnel. But that's cool. Okay, so the secret panel closes. We're going to have to reopen it again and again and again. All right. Where do we know that there are bits of wood? There we go. And this is going to be one of those moments. Okay, so we got 2 pieces of wood now. Let's go back to our room. Our studio apartment, if you will. And back into the tunnel. Burm, 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 burm. Burm, 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 burm.
No way I could jump that.
I don't expect you to, sweetie. Alright.
This is Colin's missing painting.
Colin's missing painting. Showing the 2 buoy type situation things that are behind Evelyn's house, plus a ledge. And when we were looking at that part of Evelyn's house, or that part of that cliff, Penelope says it looks like there might be a ledge down there, but I can't tell. And when I clicked on it in my first playthrough ever, I fell off. But now we know that there's a ledge and we know where it is. Hang on. Let's set our alarm for 3 p.m. We can go check it out. All right, let's go. Hi, Unky Dank Meme. I'm gonna say thanks for the lurk in anticipation of you lurking. But if you're not lurking, then hey, cool. Thanks for hanging out. Okay, so we're gonna go in the window here. And then we're gonna go out the backyard. And we're gonna go up this hill. And then, yeah, now we can see the ledge that we couldn't previously see. And ta-da! There's the box.
A magnet.
A magnet. Pretty cool. And a photo of something. Anyway, notable things. Is this a new moon or a waning moon? I can't remember what. Waxing or waning, like I don't know which ones. Anyway, point is half moon on the right. So we're gonna grab that photo, and then that's everything we can grab here. So we lift ourselves up off the ledge, and we're gonna run back to the hotel / apartment building. All right, off we go back to the Rosewood Apartments. And then up the stairs, around the corner, and into room 101. Climb on the bed. Look at the painting. Press the correct eyeball. And then down we go. Okay. Okay. So you can see here the moon, and if we were to look at the sketchbook pages, there's a page here talking about these talking about these doors that says magnets make or break the connection. So we needed the magnet, which we have one of now. But we also have to figure out which door, because we are in a room we're surrounded by doors. You see what I mean? So the photo we found was of half a moon, and the moon was on the right. So this is the door, I believe. And we are just going to use this magnet on it. Oops. Use the magnet on it.
That doesn't work.
Oops, really?
That doesn't work.
Oh, wait. Okay, now. Oh, that's weird. You had to rattle the door first before she allows you to try it. So the question is, can I walk through, or will this booby trap be, is this booby trap disarmed? Phew! It has been disarmed. Okay. So now we're going here.
I don't like the sound of that.
Nor do I. I really feel like... Oh, yeah, that's not the door I mean. Hang on. This is the door. Yeah, like we got like a broken floor here. Sorry, I'm just trying to look around some more. Because the last time I was in here, I actually didn't see any evidence of the brother who had supposedly come down here and died. Right? Like Evelyn's brother. So I'm like, are there traces of that somewhere? But so far, no. Okay, here we go.
I'm guessing this is Dutch? I may need a little help with this one.
Okay, so it is Dutch, but without even knowing Dutch, the last time I played this, I was like, okay, this is turquoise. Bordeaux Road is like Bordeaux red, so like a rich wine red. Lavendel is like purple or lavender. Bronzen is bronze, I assume. Rose is pink, I think. And Limoin, I thought would be either lemon yellow, or potentially lime green. Now we can head back out because we're stuck here until we can solve that puzzle. So we're gonna head back out, and we will phone a friend to get a translation on that. I think we can phone a friend to get a translation. Let's see. We might not be able to because we're doing advanced, right? Let's see what happens if we try. 339-555-0668.
Hi, Branham. It's Penelope. I was wondering if you could translate something for me.
Well, I may not be the best person to ask, but a search engine, however, knows a few languages.
I don't have a cell phone, actually.
I don't have Google.
Oh, you must be seen as a heretic among the Church of Millennials.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
I'm just not a fan of technology.
I admire your ability to put individuality over convenience. I'd personally never be able to give up being able to order a large hamburger with only a few clicks of a button. Anywho, what would you like translated?
It's definitely Dutch, which I don't speak, so here's hoping my language studies will come in handy. Turquoise wateren onder een bordeauxrood hemel voorbij lavendelvelden. De bronsche zon werpt roze stralen over het limonbos.
Turquoise waters under a burgundy sky beyond lavender fields. The bronze sun casts pink rays over the lime grove.
There we go.
Well, that sounds right. Thanks, Branham.
Of
So-
course. Happy explorations, Miss Pendrick.
We need, according to the sketchbook pages, so I'm going to read it to you. I recently learned of an interesting new study on the topic of pigment chemical reactions on various types of metals. Assorted colors contain a specific and unique composition of chemicals to produce the hue of said color. When applied to metals, a change occurs to the chemical structure of the... Sorry about that. A phone call just came through. Occurs to the chemical structure of the metal, producing a slight swelling or contracting effect. This information could be useful for in my most recent endeavor. So we need to find pigments. And we need to find pigments in various colors. Oh, hang on. How do I... Oh, close. Sorry about that. Okay. Actually... I'm going to take a break. There's an ad that's about to play soon, so when the ad starts, I'm going to take a quick break. But for now, I'm going to head over to the art gallery, where I know that there are pigments. So the question is, am I able to get into the cupboard? Well, looks like he's not here. So I will be able to get into the cupboard. Yes? Using this key. Okay. Uh-oh. Oh no!
What is that? Is that gas?
Yikes.
My key is gone. I need to find a way to pick this lock. Quick!
Okay, step 1, turn around. Step 2, look at the top shelf. Step 3, look at the bottom right corner of the top shelf. This is where there's a box of paper clips. I'm taking 2 paper clips, turning around, and unlocking the door with them. Phew! Now
I can't leave it like this.
Oh, good idea. Let's turn around, grab the rag, and then stuff the rag in here. I feel like this is not a good solution to a leak of gas, but Penelope says it's okay, so that's fine with me. Let's grab these paints and get the hell out of here. All right. Sorry about that, and thank you for waiting. Okay, we are going to take the paints and go back into the tunnel. Alrighty. At the Rosewood apartment. Okay. Oh, hang on 2 seconds. Sorry, I'm just sending a quick text here. I mean, you probably could tell that from seeing me. Okay, let's get in here and go back into that tunnel. Okay. So I am... Oops. There's a puzzle coming up that I am apprehensive about. But we will get it, and we're not gonna look up the answer. I looked up the answer last time, but this time I'm not gonna look up the answer. Or I hope not to need. No, I'm not gonna look up the answer. I'm going to make sure that I don't need to look up the answer. Okay. By very carefully parsing things through. Okay, so
I need
turquoise.
something for this.
Right, we've got the paint. So, we're going to mix blue and green to get turquoise. We're going to mix red and black to get a deep, rich red. We're going to mix violet and white to get a pale lavender kind of color. We're going to mix red and white to get pink. We're skipping bronze. And we're going to mix yellow and green to get lime. What happens if we mix yellow... Yeah, that's not this. Okay, so we need a bronze color. This one I waffled about so much. I was like, is this bronze? Not really. Is this bronze? Not really. Anyway, in the end, it turned out that yellow and black creates a color that works for bronze. So now we've got that door unlocked. Ooh, shoot. I am still... Okay. Looking for signs of the brother here. Okay. So on this one here, you can count from here up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or if you're doing the opposite. But so I've got 5, 2, 1, 4, 4, assuming the top is 5 and the bottom is 1. If you were doing it the other direction, it would be 1, 4, 5, 2, 2. Anyway, the point is, as you move each of these, they move sort of like in tandem. Right? Like each one is connected to another one so that it becomes kind of puzzly. And each one kind of moves. This one moves 3 of them. Okay. So, let me see what I can do here. I want this to go down. Oh, I moved that one down too many. Okay. 1, 2... Just gonna move this down 1, 2. Let's see what happens if I do this. 1, 2. Shoot. I needed these ones to be even, and they're not. Yeah. Boo. Okay. Oh, shoot. Okay. Okay, hang on, let me reset this. Okay, let me try again. Okay, I'm gonna move this one this many, and then this one. Okay. Then I'm gonna move this one. Yes, got it. I can't even parse out how I got that. I just got it. So, yay. All right. This goes with a poem that was scratched into the wall in the apartment. A fortification weathered by time stands tall as an icy current winds into the distance and the sunlight bounces back towards the sky. So we start off with a fortification weathered by time stands tall. Okay, so we're clicking on those bricks. And then we're gonna come through here. And we have to crawl through here and hope that these spikes don't impale us. By the way, how did like part of a deer skull or something get in here? Goodness gracious, that's so risky. I would never, real me would never crawl through there. I'd be like, nope, sorry. Okay. A fortification weathered by time stands tall as an icy current winds into the distance. So here's the icy current, and here's the distance. And you can kind of hear the thing sort of making a sound when you click it. So let's give it a shot. And then, and the sunlight bounces back towards the sky. Okay. You're here. Ooh. Oh, here. Scott Scardovi, 7/30/69 to 11/2/2000. I hope you find a great burger joint on the other side. Rest in peace, dear brother. You will be missed. Okay, so he must be buried under this cave-in. That's awful. I'm so sorry for the sister. Okay. This puzzle goes with this page up here, where we have a cipher, which is a series of like seemingly random letters. We have a key, which is the key, and then the result down here. And how the cipher, this particular code works is that you convert every letter into its equivalent number, with A being 1 and Z being 26. And then you do that for the key as well. So that when you subtract the key number from the cipher number, you are left with the number that is the resulting letter. And in this case, the key is tragedy. So I have already worked this puzzle out in my notebook previously. Basically, the letters UTSHMEL. So the U is 21, T is 20, S is 19, H is 8, M is 13, E is 5, L is 12. Okay. And then the cipher, the key for it is tragedy. T is 20, R is 18, A is 1, G is 7, E is 5, D is 4, and Y is 25. So how we do this is the first letter U, 21, minus the first letter of the key T, which is 20, leaves you with 1, which is A. The next letter is T, which is the 20th letter of the alphabet, is subtracted. Sorry. And we are going to subtract R, which is the 18th letter, leaving us with 2. So the next letter is B. Whoops. Okay. Then S, which is the 19th letter. A, which is the first letter, which leaves us with 18, or R. So we're going to just go to the letter R here. The next one is H, which is the 8th letter. And for the key, it's G from tragedy, which is the 7th letter. So we're left with 1, which is A. M is the 13th letter. Subtracting E, which is the 5th letter, leaves us with 8. And that letter is H. Excuse me, I'm clicking in the wrong direction. Oh, oops, wrong one. This one is H. Then we have E, which is 5. Or the 5th letter, sorry. Minus D, which is the 4th letter, which leaves us with 1, and therefore the letter A. And then finally, L, which is the 12th letter, minus Y, which is the 25th letter. And I found that the easiest way to do this was to take the 12 from L and add 26 to it, giving me 38. I then subtracted 38 minus 25, which gave me 12 for the letter M. And so this one is an M. And the name is Abraham. And then we can open the door now. Or the code is Abraham. Now, here's the puzzle that I am least looking forward to and most stressed out about. So we're going to see what we can do to achieve this. So this allows us to rotate pieces of the room. Each of these switches rotates a different piece of the room. So we have rotated this piece to give us access to that switch, and then when we rotate this, it gives us access to these two. I want to see if it's only rotating one piece of the room. It does seem like it. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead to here, and then I want to rotate this piece of the room twice. So now there's stairs in front of me. And then I'm rotating the piece in front of that also twice. Is that right? I don't think so. Let me see what happens if I rotate this. This is rotating. Yeah, okay. No. I need to rotate the room a bit more. So one more. And I think that gives me access to this. This one here is tough because I think we're trying to rotate things so that we will have eventually access to these three. But I don't know what's happening behind me. You see what I mean? Like, I think that they are now back here. And then this rotated. What? Okay. Can I see? Oh, that it's upside. Okay, it's up at the ceiling. Oh, wait. Oh, hang on. It's not. Okay, hang on. If I rotate this, though. Okay, so this is now. Okay. Okay, I now have access to these. So I'm going to rotate this one twice, 3 times. Then I'm going to rotate this 1, 2, which will give me access to this, which then allows me to climb over here. Oh, rats, I can't get back there yet. Okay. How do I do this? That's not it. Okay. No. Yeah, yes, okay. I can now go here. Does that... Okay, so... Because I need to be able to walk across here to get to there, and I can't do that yet. Okay. My concern is that I think that I have now rotated my... Okay, they're still there. Oh, oops. Okay. Dang it. Maybe... Okay. I am for sure missing a big chunk of what I'm supposed to be doing here. So... Oh, hang on. I'm just now realizing that potentially this is what... Okay, so what does this rotate? That... Okay, gotcha. Okay, but now those 3 are accidentally... Yeah, no, they're facing sideways. 1, 2, 3. So they definitely need to be facing up. Well, what's this? Oh, that's the one that I'm about to rotate over to there. Right, okay. Okay. Oh, got it. Okay, now I need... Oof. Okay, hang on. What happens when I rotate that? Okay, definitely not. Okay, that gives me... That's allowing me to go this way. Now I need to be able to go down. Or across. That works too. Let me see what we've got. Okay, yeah, we can't. Okay, so what about this one? Oh! I got it! I did it! Yes! Alright, that was the puzzle that I was the most worried about. So, we got it. Okay, so let's keep going in here. Oh, I am so excited by me and my smartness. And also by... Like, I'm just glad that I was able to sort that out. I lied, I'm not... It wasn't smartness, it was more like gritty determination. But I'm like, rotate this, how does that change? Nope. Okay, how about rotate this? How does that change? Nope. Okay, rotate. So I'm glad we figured it out. Okay, we've got a journal here. March 3rd, 1975. Sometimes I'm forced to pause and remember why I'm going to all this trouble. Since the blinders are on, all I can do is look forward and back, up and down, the tunnel of cause and effect. There's no way to build this grand construction without being reminded daily of the why. And then, of course, with the whys come the what ifs. What if some handsome, well-to-do older fellow had built somewhere for young Abraham, Johanna, and Hendrik to take shelter during the Great War? Would Abraham still be alive? Would he have had the privilege of experiencing old age and have been able to appreciate the aches and pains that are a side effect of a full life? The problem with this vision is that Abraham wouldn't have holed up even if he knew he'd save himself. Honorable or stupid, his duty to Alice was held in greater esteem than his own safety. His ship was not the first to go down in Scheveningen. I'm so sorry if I mispronounced that, which I definitely did. He understood the risk of sailing out every day, but he had to put food on the table. To him, it was as simple as that. There were no gray areas. I'll never forget the day we heard the news. Papa shouted, "Did Wilhelmina not declare us neutral? Must we lose our sons to a war that isn't ours to fight?" Papa was never the same after that. To me, it's as if we lost him to the German U-boats that day as well. Moga he Rusten in Verde. Again, my apologies. While Abraham's fate may have been decided by his own decisions, regardless, it would have been different with Moder. She could have been saved. The war to end all wars. War will never end as long as humans exist on this earth. Our neutrality was yet again disregarded by the Germans when the Second War struck. I remember the panic when we were invaded. No one expected it. No one was prepared. We were rounded up like sitting ducks. Like the sitting ducks that we were. And then there was the bombing. To this day, I have nightmares. One could flee from the fire, but there was no escaping the smoke. A heavy, suffocating blanket laid upon us by the Luftwaffe. Motor, coughing, gasping, wheezing, silence. Yes, she was already quite old. She did not have many more years to live, but all of God's children deserve a peaceful, respectful end. Motor had to live her last moments in fear and pain, and I will never forgive those who did that to her. After the dust had settled, I knew it was time to move on. There was nothing left for me in Holland. Abraham gone, Papa gone, Motor gone. Johanna had taken a ship to America years before. I had chastised her for leaving Motor and our homeland, but was absolutely humbled by the war that I never believed could happen again. I tried to convince Alice to join me on my journey to America, but she refused to leave Abraham, bless her heart. When I arrived, Johanna hugged me so hard, I thought I'd split in two. There was so much comfort in seeing her again. There was so much... Oh, sorry. While our family would never be completely whole, we could still put some of the pieces back together. Johanna graciously invited me to live with them in their beautiful home near the Connecticut shores. Even Frederick welcomed me with open arms. I, a complete stranger to him. Owen, Matilda, and Jackie were wary of me at first, but they quickly learned there was no shortage of toys I could buy. As the years passed, I never felt like anything but part of the family. Matilda and Jackie grew up and left for their own adventures, while Owen stayed and found a lovely girl to call his own. That little boy that would run around in the woods collecting sticks and rocks now has a family. Hard to believe. A spitting image of his father, Scott is now the one running around in the woods collecting sticks and rocks. It's amazing. I see the smallest bit of Motor in little Evelyn. I think it's the eyes. Each new generation is like a window into the past. I can catch glimpses of those who came before. When Scott builds a fort like Abraham did when we were boys, or when Evelyn's eyes mimic Mulder's mischievous twinkle, there's no doubt as to why I'm going to all this trouble. When I'm finished here, there will be no what-ifs. There will only be a family who is whole. November 22nd, 1980. My work is complete. Okay, so he spent 5 years or more building this thing. We have a letter here. Dear Mr. Quincy, unfortunately, upon receiving this notice, your termination is effective immediately. When you accepted this job, you were made fully aware of the ramifications of breach of contract. The contract that you signed on October 7th, 1969... Oh, sorry, no, he was building it for way longer than 5 years. My bad. The contract that you signed on October 7th, 1969 clearly states that any evidence that this work was spoken about to anyone other than the crew or myself is grounds for termination. I've had more than one source inform me of concerning comments you've made in public, and this is enough to warrant action. I apologize that there's no form of due process confirming the truth to these allegations. I can hope you understand the precautions I must take. Thank you for your work, and I wish you all the best going forward. Signed, Mr. Vandenberg. HVDB. A lot of scraps of paper and notes here. Oh, here's something else. Yale campus, showing Connecticut Hall, Yale University, New Haven, Connecticut. Greetings, Henry. You'll never guess where I'm at right now. The old alma mater. There's a lecture going on about the spatial organization of room structure, like the flow and movement of space, yada yada yada. Basically, feng shui. You might like it, or not. The fellow giving it talks like this. But at least I'm doing my part to keep up with all these new schools of thought. Anyways, as soon as I passed the spot where you dropped eggs on those kids from the window, I knew I had to write. It was hilarious when they thought you were a professor and asked you if you saw who did it. Us old guys can prank too. In between taking exams and pulling all-nighters in the library, we had some good times. I still make fun of my wife for telling me I was too old to go back to school. Then I take her for a ride on the boat to make her feel better. I think she's happy to have been wrong. Speaking of the boat, come on over sometime and join us for a trip on the water. The sunsets are glorious this time of year. We can reminisce about school days over a glass of 1958 Cabernet. Now I'm off to check that one trophy case in the rec center to see if the Green Army man we snuck in is still there. Don't be a stranger. Call us. Okay. Then we've got, this here is a soil report. It says, Dear Sir, upon completion of the soil classification survey performed at the site of 10 Ramridge Road, that is where the Rosewood Apartments are. Oh, sorry about that. The site of 10 Ramridge Road, which is where the Rosewood Apartments are. It has been determined that the foundation of the structure built upon this property lacks the proper support required for stability upon the tested soil type. For this reason, the structure on your property is markedly unsafe and is in risk of collapse. Okay? So, the Rosewood Apartments are at risk of collapse. To summarize our findings, the measurement of the Atterberg's limits of shrinkage, plastic, and liquids limits have classified your soil as fine-grained inorganic fat clay or expansive clay. Said soil type undergoes considerable changes in volume under varying weather and moisture conditions, with a maximum 10% swell from dry soil mass. Heat, rainfall, and cold act as catalysts for soil fluctuations, which in turn severely damage below-surface concrete over time. Meaning, any concrete that is poured in this type of soil to be used as foundations or to build tunnels, basements, substructures will degrade over time because of the type of soil that it's in. During the initial building process, a drilled pier or floating slab design should have been utilized to combat these soil fluctuations. We highly recommend demolition of the current structure, which has not happened. We were staying in the Rosewood Apartments that did not get demolished, as recommended. And specialized design choices for anything built in the future. Building below ground is not recommended for this property. For further inquiries, please do not hesitate to call our office. So any underground structure, like a series of tunnels and shelters in this soil, will be dangerous and potentially collapse. So that's what all of this means. Guess what? Can you hear all of that noise? Can you hear that rumbling? Can you feel the rumbling? Can you see the rumbling? Okay. Anyway, we've got a bunch of stuff here, like just various blueprints and notes and plans for building all of these tunnels and everything. Here's the room with the doors, with the magnetic doors. And then here is a little bit of a hint as to how to open a secret hidden door using the lights. So, and then we've got a little sneaky secret room here. Like just a design of a room. It's not an actual room. I think it's just a little... We've got the photos hanging on the walls here. And more plans and blueprints and stuff. Up here we have a light, and when we pull that down, a heavy door slides open. So I will go down here, and then I will use this medallion in here to open this door. And then, oh, and we have a key as well. And now we are in here, the Alhambra room. So this room was built based on the Alhambra. You see all the tile work and everything, like that was something that was talked about in one of the, I think it was a diary entry that we read. Maybe it was it a diary entry? I can't remember. It was somewhere it was written that, like, oh, it was in his diary when he was talking about how, when he was talking, I think we read a diary of Hendrik where he was talking about he was talking about how he talked to MC Escher about his plans, and then MC Escher suggested making the main focal point look like the Alhambra. Anyway, ruh-roh, we're locked in.
Terrence? Oh, thank goodness you're okay.
Are you real?
I'm Penelope, and I'm gonna get you out of here, okay?
Do you have any food?
I'm really sorry. I don't.
Okay, sorry. Terrence, can you tell me how you ended up here?
Terrence, can you tell me how you ended up here?
I was walking by some cliffs, and I saw someone climbing up from the side of the cliff. It was really weird. Before I got a good look at them, all of a sudden they knocked me over, and I don't remember anything else. After that, I woke up in here. There was blood in my hair, so I must have hit my head really hard.
Poor kid. Is Gerald okay? Is he alive?
Is Gerald...
He's okay. Not good, though. I keep checking his breathing and pulse, so I know he's alive.
Have you eaten at all?
We've gotten a little food a few times, but not enough. When it rains, the fountain over there fills up.
Was there a third person in here with you?
Was there a third person in here with you?
Yeah, where's the lady?
Yeah, a lady. I don't know where she went. She was here yesterday.
Maybe she found a way out.
I don't think she'd leave us behind. Maybe she did, though. All she would do every day was walk around the room, looking at the walls.
Please think about this as hard as you can. Can you remember anything about the person who did this to you? Speak of the devil. Why are you here? Wasn't your plan to leave your captives to die? I know everything, Evelyn. I know you kidnapped innocent people and brought them here to rot to save yourself.
I don't know.
Tell me I'm wrong.
You're wrong. I'm here to help.
Uh-huh. But just a few days ago, weren't they already dead? Did you come down here to pay respects?
I'm not a strong person. I know I should have looked for them sooner, but I was scared. Scared of this place, the memories, and scared of what I would find. But you know what I was even more afraid of? The guilt of knowing that I didn't do anything.
Well, that's great. But it doesn't explain why you were trying so hard to keep me from finding the shelter.
Because it's dangerous in here. It's full of booby traps.
Did you try to kill me by locking me in that closet?
It wasn't locked. I wasn't trying to kill you. All I wanted was to scare you enough to send you home.
Oh, just ask my paperclip. It'll tell you. Even if the door had an auto lock, it doesn't excuse what you did.
I don't know,
You
man.
knew Gerald and the woman were on the cusp of finding the shelter and exposing your secret. So, why not snuff them out quietly?
What?
Oh, just admit it. You didn't want me or them to find out that you had killed your own brother.
I begged him not to come down here, but he wouldn't listen. I told him over and over that it wasn't safe. Cracks in the walls, cave-ins, but when his mind was made up, nothing could stop him. I said if he went down alone. So, he went. Alone. And he was gone for far too long. I went to look for him. If I only tried harder to stop him, he'd still be alive. So, yes, I killed Scott that day. But I did not kidnap these people. It took me until today to decide to do the right thing. To give up the act, to save them, and risk going to jail if the truth gets out. But I did it.
Yay. Is it really worth lying at this point? Just admit that you murdered Scott so you'd inherit the Scardovi family home from your parents. You didn't murder Scott to inherit the Scardovi home? I will be honest with you. I'm not really sure that I thought that Evelyn murdered anybody. I believed that he died accidentally.
You didn't murder Scott to inherit the Scardovi home?
Murder? What are you talking about? My parents had already promised me the house because Scott had moved to NYC.
What?
Excuse me? My dad's name was Scott Scardovi.
I'm sorry.
This is insane.
What did you say?
I love this plot twist.
Scott Scardovi
Excellent plot twist.
was my dad's name. He disappeared before I was born. I never even met him. My mom told me they met in New York, and after she became pregnant with me, they bought a house in Carlisle. A few days before my mom was going to fly to Connecticut to move in, my dad had a business trip.
In Boston.
And my mom never saw him again.
Hold on. Let me get this straight. Your dad was a software developer, brown hair, brown eyes, liked football.
How would he know any
and
of
he
those
was
things
scared of
about
roller
him?
coasters.
I mean, the brown hair, brown eyes part,
That's him.
you know, I guess he's seen photos of
I
his
can't
dad.
believe this. I have a nephew and a sister-in-law? Oh, that idiot. He had a whole family and he never even told me.
My dad
This
had
is not-
convinced my mom that they should move to Carlisle because it was a nice town. And he said to her that there were some people he wanted her to meet.
We
Some
should be having
people
this
I want you to
conversation not
meet.
in a crumbling,
Now
falling
I
apart,
remember.
rumbling.
He said that exact
About
same
to
thing
collapse
to me
place.
too. When he stopped here to visit on his way to Boston, I remember he was hamming up some big surprise, but in classic Scott fashion, refused to elaborate. Well, Scott, if you're watching us right now, I hope you get a kick out of your big surprise. Only 15 years in the making.
Just look, I love that this twist is perfect, but like we should have tried to get out
Sorry to be
first,
the one to cut
but
this
I get
family
it though
reunion
because
short,
like
but we need to get out of here, like now.
yeah, let's get out of here.
Yes, let's.
Now.
This way.
Oh, who did lock us down here? Let's help Gerald up. So I do trust Evelyn that she isn't the person who trapped us all down here. I mean, trapped everyone down here. But what was the motive for the person who did trap people down here?
Like shooting fish in a barrel.
Mitchell?
You.
How'd you...
So, Penelope, how have you liked playing the hero? For a while I wanted to stop you, but then I
Mitchell,
thought,
you are weird.
why not let you fight me? It'd be another corpse for my collection.
Why do you want a
don't
collection of
understand.
corpses, you weirdo?
You did this?
But why?
For you, Evelyn. Happy 20th anniversary. Don't you think it's a deserving gift? There was
Wow,
purification
very
and
creepy.
punishment. Not forgive us for our sins, but smite us for our iniquities should be the prayer of a man to a most just God.
What
It's
is
simple,
going
really.
on with you?
You took my arm and my life from me. So now I take your life from you.
So why did you kill
Balance
these
is
other three people?
restored to the universe.
Or why did you try to kill these
Your
other
arm
three
was
people?
not my fault, and you know it. You were obsessed with coming down here. Let's have a picnic in the Alhambra. Let's listen to records in the study. And I told you how many times to be careful? I didn't make you lose your arm. Stupidity did.
Take responsibility for something once in your life. How about this? After you mangle my arm, you break off our engagement. Because I'm no fun anymore. I'm just so sad all the time. What a bummer. I've been alone all my life. But I never felt lonelier than when you left me to deal with my injuries without you.
So you kidnap innocent people and trap them down here? Maybe I left you because you were clearly a psychopath. Don't try to project your own victimhood onto my decisions.
Isn't this the perfect punishment? I'm pretty proud of coming up with it. Tip off the police with the same story that I told Penelope. That you would do anything to keep Scott's murder a secret. And Gerald and the others were getting too close. You act like it's not, but your name is all over this place. All you would need is to be a half-wit detective to find the connection.
Hey,
On top of that, I have my own evidence to link you to the shelter and therefore the kidnappings. Beautiful. My plan is a work of art.
you destroy
You
these
are a
people just so
weirdo.
you can get revenge?
Terrence didn't know anything about the shelter and you attack him? Yeah, we should ask that. He's just some kid.
Terrence didn't know anything about the shelter and you attack him?
That was the wrong place at the wrong time kind of deal. I couldn't risk him getting a good look at me and blabbing. Any attention would have been too much attention.
Wow. But Gerald has been so generous to you. How could you do this to him?
But Gerald has been so generous to you. How can you do this to him?
I feel a little bad. Sorry, Gerald. My hands were tied. It had to be him. And that woman. If it were anyone else, I'd risk those two finding my hostages before my plan was complete.
I knew I was right about you. You lying, manipulative
What a
inhuman.
Here
Weirdo.
you go! Off on one of your tangents again. Is that how you described me to your rebound boyfriend? No surprise he divorced you, you piece of...
Wow. God, I hate you. You're mean and awful.
Mitchell, if you don't let us through, you'll die down here with the rest of us.
The building falling down kind of put a wrench in my plans, so it's a sacrifice I'm willing to make.
What? I thought you did this to ruin her life. Anyway, remember that zapping him, he was complaining that
Out on me this
he has to take his whatever
Ruby.
off when he showers.
Let's go.
Yes, come on, Ruby. Way to go.
Penelope, come on!
We can't leave him down here.
I know this sounds crazy, but we can't leave him.
Yes, we can.
If we leave him, we're no better than he is.
Gah. Look, I will say this. I almost agree with how Evelyn feels about the whole thing.
I was never happier to see the sun than that day, as we dragged ourselves out of that dusty shaft and into the light. But before both of my feet had even passed through the manhole, what felt like an earthquake erupted.
And then the whole town
I clung to the
collapsed
asphalt
into
for
a
dear
sinkhole.
life, as only 50 feet away, we watched the parking lot begin to get sucked into the earth. The sinkhole didn't stop expanding until Mayor Jonathan Carlyle himself had been completely consumed.
Oops.
Luckily, we were left unscathed. Like
Phew.
a TV show trope, we let out a collective sigh of relief when we saw help had arrived. Gerald, still unconscious, was loaded into an ambulance and rushed to the nearest hospital, while paramedics attended to Ruby and Terrence. Despite the whole ordeal, the most Evelyn and I needed was a little antiseptic and a few band-aids. The police showed up shortly after, and I
like
was
how
not
excited they
mentally
are.
prepared for the sheer amount of enthusiasm to greet me. The cheering and clapping and handshaking made for a pretty amazing entrance. It was like I had just saved someone's life or something. Oh, wait, I guess I did do that. The second order of operations was to cuff Mitchell and haul him off to the station.
Mitchell.
He didn't try to fight it. His eyes were despondent and empty as he slid into the back seat of the cop car. He knew it was over.
Yeah.
He had been so certain that his life couldn't get any worse. But I think it was at that moment he realized he had been so wrong.
Well, you know what?
Eileen was
Mitchell's kind of a
ecstatic
jerk.
to see her son again, and Terrence his mom.
Eileen and Terrence.
After a series of hugs, I missed yous, and I was so worried about yous, Terrence proceeded to explain in record time about Evelyn and who she was. He didn't pause to breathe until the story was finished.
I love that. That is such a
And after
cute
a long
twist.
moment of
That's
shock,
really, I like that twist.
Eileen knew that she had found a piece of her beloved husband that day.
Aww.
After a week in the hospital, Gerald was on the road to full
Welcome
recovery
back,
and was
Gerald.
back in the shop before anyone could say, "You just suffered major trauma, please rest." Nonetheless, his regulars were thrilled he was all right and Novel Books was back open. And they also appreciated that there was now an extra open chair to fight over. While it's unlikely that this is the kind of adventure that Gerald had in mind when he started his search, I'm sure he'll make the most of the stories to tell for years to come. Fulfilling her mother's legacy was like lifting an anchor off of Jane's, or should I say Ruby's, shoulders. She was no longer bound by her own perseverance. Her search was complete. After
There we
coming to
go.
terms with everything that had happened, Ruby, in her newfound confidence, picked up a job as a professor of American history at North Oakford University.
Go
Go,
Redbuds.
Redbuds! After years of books, notes, endless searching, frustration, and sitting alone at breakfast every morning, it was finally
Oh, look
time
at
for
that
Ruby to
booze
go
head.
and
They
live
said
life
that.
as it should be. Speaking of North Oakford University, a few months later, Stacy graduated her master's with flying colors. Her senior thesis on aesthetically pleasing solutions for constructions on difficult soil was lauded by teachers and peers alike.
Good job,
She
Stacy.
was snatched up into the industry immediately after graduation. And every day she dons that business casual attire and walks through those office doors, she walks further and further away from her past. Best of all, her new condo is up to code and gives her much less to complain about.
That's good.
Colin
That's good.
succeeded in cutting the negativity out of his life and is taking normalcy in stride.
Good job, Colin.
While this means he's slowed his pace a bit,
He's eating a
I
cup of
think it's
noodle
helping him to appreciate the little things.
instead of going to a
After
restaurant
some sound
every night.
advice from his new therapist, Colin decided that painting would be better off as a hobby than a career. With the stress of critics a thing from the past, Colin has been able to focus on and grow a successful little art collection business. Bold Depictions is now the Carlisle Museum of Art, and is proud to host an original Escher, among other fine works.
Cool.
And since he can afford an employee or two, he'll never have to be the one to give a tour, ever again. Despite her apprehension, Evelyn knew that Eileen needed to hear Scott's full story. Eileen was somber as she listened, but much to the relief of Evelyn, was not upset. Eileen commiserated over the accident with Evelyn, and they processed the loss they both shared. Eileen had no interest in bringing this to the attention of the police. What's done is done. With the shelter reduced to a pile of rubble, Evelyn was freed of her burden. The horrible place was gone for good, and her secrets and memories were buried with it. After being contacted by none other than John Branham, she agreed to help create a documentary about Escher, Hendrik, and the amazing feat that the shelter once was. The proceeds of this film were enough for Evelyn to found the Vandenberg Project, a charitable organization established to provide assistance to families who have lost a loved one to war.
Well, that's
And
nice.
to top it off, the Scardovi family, in its own way, is whole again.
Well, there we go.
Carlisle
That's
is
nice.
back to being peaceful and uneventful,
Strange.
although
Journals.
it may not end up as sleepy as it used to be.
Look at how huge
Now
that
that it's on the
bowl is.
map, tourists might realize just how tasty the strawberries are every summer. As for me, I'm home in my own bed at last. No crumbling ceilings, no unwanted nightly visitors, and no eyes watching me sleep. The most dire mystery for me to solve being what's for dinner. Definitely not pizza. Never pizza.
I guess she's all pizza
Once I
out.
slide this new manuscript in the mailbox, I can finally sit back, prop up my feet somewhere structurally sound, and relax. Have a bath. Put on some nature sounds. Or maybe leave it quiet. Just in case the phone rings.
Okay. So, I snoozed ads. I'm gonna. Oh, I think yeah. We have to click here and then the that'll roll credits. We watched the credits through the last time, so I think I can just swap on over here. Okay. I really, really, really loved this game. Second playthrough where I was not like where I had a pretty good idea of where to go next and what to do next went well. The only issues that happened were things where like I forgot what to do next, or I carelessly didn't see something on the screen, and then it kind of held me back from like, because there are certain things that trigger the next event, right? Or like something is a clue to something else. And so in one case, I missed a clue to something else that sort of stalled me out. Another time I missed an action that was a trigger. So I missed a conversation. So I didn't trigger the next kind of set of events. But other than that, I think the second playthrough was really well done. So it's 1:20 now, like it's an hour 20 in now, which means so 8 hours and 26 minutes plus another hour and 20 is a tight 10 hours, which I think is not too shabby, for somebody who kind of struggles with games like this. I think I did a pretty good job. I will say that I did like rewind 1 hour of gameplay between the second and third sessions where I made a mistake and then I was like, well, let's go back and redo that. So I guess if we were going to be, if we're being not generous, 11 hours, and if we're being generous, 10 hours. Either way, I think this was a really good game. The first time it took me forever, and the second time, like I said, 11 hours, so that's pretty good. I'm gonna snooze these because I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually log off and take a break and come back maybe later this evening, possibly. I'm not 100% sure. If I do come back later this evening, ooh, look at this. Penelope Pendrick and the Tomb of Glass. That's the next, I guess that's the coming soon game. Oh, I guess I missed it. Boo. So you didn't even get to see it. I'm sorry. There was kind of like a teaser. Anyway, if I do come back later, I think I'm gonna go ahead and launch into a Nancy Drew playthrough, and I think what I'm going to do is just start Treasure in the Royal Tower all over again, like just start at the beginning, because it's been so long since I played, the last time I played, that I am completely lost in terms of where I am in the story. So that's what I'm going to do. If I do that, I'll probably be coming back in an hour and a half ish, maybe a little longer, depending. Anyway, I'm gonna say adieu, and see you all later. So thank you so much for joining me. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you for everyone who helped me, played along with me as I went through Penelope Pendrick and the Art of Deceit for the second time. I had a wonderful time. I'm really glad that I played it through twice. I don't regret it at all. And I really did enjoy the game. I have nothing but praise for this game, so highly recommend. Okay, anyway, good night, or a brief adieu, or perhaps it's more like a see you later. I will either be back later tonight or I will be back tomorrow, depending on how things go. And I will see you then. Bye!